What if this Greek god decided you should die today? What if he already knew the exact time, the precise place, and even who would witness his last breath? You wake to the metallic sound of a spear piercing the ground. Your name is etched on it, not in ink, but in fresh blood. You sense you've been chosen, but you don't yet know why. The smell is of iron, sweat, and fate. Ares watches from a distance. He doesn't need to attack you, because for him, your death has already happened. But what scares you isn't the final moment, it's the reason. What if it's not because of something you did, but because of something you are? You try to remember, but maybe you never knew. Maybe something in you is the spark of a war that hasn't yet begun. Do you run away or face the god who turns any argument into a massacre? Tell me which country you're watching from, because Ares already knows where you live, and he knows exactly how many seconds are left.
You stand on the oldest battlefield in creation, a place that doesn't appear on maps but breathes like a living being. The hills tremble with each step of Ares. The sky creaks, the ground boils. There are no soldiers, but there are weapons. Swords float in the air, spinning slowly, awaiting commands. Each one is engraved with a name, and among them, yours. Ares walks among the blades like an artist about to choose his favorite brush. He doesn't kill out of hatred, he executes with purpose. From afar, Athena watches in silence. Aphrodite smiles as if witnessing an inevitable tragedy. Hades has already made room for you in the underworld. You feel like you've been summoned, not captured. Something about your presence interests the gods. You're not here by chance. You were brought to this place because your death will teach something. To someone. Or to everyone.
Ares doesn't need to touch you to destroy you. He inhabits conflict, instinct, the moment you lose control and say something you shouldn't. Every war begins with a word, and Ares is always listening. He isn't punishment. He's the reflection of what you harbor within. You start to remember fights that seemed insignificant, words spat like blades, silences that lasted years, screams that broke what couldn't be mended. What if Ares was in every one of these scenes, whispering in the depths of your rage? He doesn't choose good or bad people. He chooses symbolic people. People who, unknowingly, carry within them the spark of a future war. His choice wasn't about the past, it was about what you represent. Athena, from afar, calculates her reaction like someone analyzing an opponent on the field. Aphrodite caresses a flower made of bones. Hades already begins plotting a new path in the underworld, as if he knows his fate is sealed. You try to think of the exact moment it all began, and then a memory, small, forgotten, but fatal. An impulsive choice that turned into tragedy, a gesture that seemed harmless but created a domino effect. You never knew what caused it, but someone died, and Ares remembers. You are more than a mortal. You are a warning, a breaking point, a mirror where the gods see humanity's failure. Ares didn't come just to kill you. He came to use your death as a message. You think you can still escape, but the wheels of war have already begun to turn, and you are the first announced victim.
You're not the first to be chosen, and you definitely won't be the last. Ares has a list, short but brutal, a collection of symbolic deaths, deaths that served as an example or as a warning. Hector, Prince of Troy, was the first to attempt to face his fate. He fought to the end, believing he would die with honor. But Ares watched his downfall with silent pleasure, knowing the true punishment would be for those who loved him. Hector's death broke the spirit of Troy, not the wall. Penthesilea, queen of the Amazons, asked to die in battle, but she didn't know Ares would grant her so literally. When she fell, it was with her eyes still open, because she couldn't believe the end would come so quickly. Ares hated her arrogance. That's why he made her bleed in front of all her sisters. Romulus, founder of Rome, tried to ban war in his nascent city. Ares snatched him from the earth in full ceremony, leaving no trace. The message was simple: there is no civilization without bloodshed. And now, it's you. Ares doesn't hunt criminals, he hunts symbols. People who carry, even unwittingly, an idea that challenges the divine order of war. You try to rationalize, look for some logic, but the god's logic is different. Ares doesn't act morally, he acts out of mythical coherence. His name appeared among those chosen because of a sequence of seemingly trivial actions. A cowardly act, a confrontation avoided, a small decision that cost someone dearly. You don't remember, but he does. And now, everything you represent needs to be erased. Ares wants his death to serve as a lesson to the gods, to men, to time, and maybe for yourself, because there's something in you that no ordinary mortal possesses, something that connects your choices to the beginning of a new war. And Ares needs to stop that from happening. The only way he knows how.
Ares doesn't chase you like a starving animal. He hunts you like an invisible general, moving pieces on a board you can't see. The war begins slowly. People close to you begin to drift apart. Fights erupt over nothing. An argument in traffic, a shove on the subway, a sidelong glance that turns into a threat. Everything starts to feel personal. But it's not personal. It's Ares. You feel the atmosphere shift. The streets you know take on a strange weight. Your home no longer feels safe. Even your own body begins to betray you. Insomnia, unexplained pain, nightmares of battles you've never experienced. It's as if every cell is preparing for an inevitable war. You try to ignore it, act like it's all a coincidence. But there are no coincidences when Ares chooses a target. Every near-fatal accident, every person who provokes you, every situation that pushes you to your limit, it's all part of the siege. And the cruelest part? Ares doesn't just want to kill you. He wants to break you, make you beg for it, make you wish for it to end, make you beg for it all to stop. But he's already decided when it will be, where it will be, and how it will be. You run, but the battlefield moves with you. War is everywhere, because Ares has installed it within you. No matter where you hide, anger finds you, fear fuels you, doubt weakens you. And in the end, there's only one choice left, not between life or death, but between surrender or facing the god of war face to face.
Ares doesn't arrive with thunder. He appears in the silence before impact, the moment you stop running, the second you realize running away doesn't change anything. He's there, as if he's always been there, as if he's just a forgotten part of your reflection. His presence fills the space, as if the air itself were becoming dense. Each breath requires effort. The floor creaks. The weapons around him vibrate as if they were alive. He doesn't speak right away, because he doesn't need to. Ares doesn't negotiate. He delivers destinies. And now it's his turn. He raises his hand. In the center of his palm, a vision forms. It's not a metaphor. It's your death. You see it with absurd clarity. Tuesday, 3:47 p.m. An ordinary place any day. You recognize the space, and it destroys you, because it's not on the battlefield, nor in a heroic sacrifice. It's there, where you feel safest. Aries shows you the faces of those who will be present. 3 strangers, an expression of shock, no one trying to stop it, just watching, as if the entire universe had already accepted that this had to happen. His last words come out of your mouth in the future like an echo, and they are so unexpected that they paralyze you. 3 words you never thought you would say. 3 words that change everything. He doesn't hide the method. He doesn't soften the pain. You see the exact moment life leaves you, the sound it makes, what your body feels, the light that fades from your eyes. It's not quick, but it's not slow either. It's precise, surgical, final. You want to scream, but your voice won't come out. You want to run, but your body won't respond. You wish you hadn't seen it, but it's too late. Aries finally speaks. His voice isn't loud, but it echoes as if it comes from the depths of every war that has ever existed. You have the right to choose one thing, he says. How would you prefer to die? You can't avoid it. You can't postpone it. But you can choose whether to die standing or on your knees.
The battlefield stops, as if the universe has held its breath. No weapon moves, not a leaf sways. Even the wind seems to respect the moment. Aries remains still, observing your reaction with the coolness of a sculptor analyzing a statue before the final blow. But then, something changes. The absolute silence is cut by a sound indescribable. It's not light, nor sound. It's presence, and it permeates everything. A figure appears before Aries, as if she had always been there. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, of strategic warfare, of unbreakable logic. Aries doesn't move, but his expression changes. He didn't expect this. Athena doesn't look at him. She looks at you, and what she sees in your eyes seems to spark a silent calculation. She observes what Aries showed her, the moment of your death, the place, the words, the impact. Then she says, "This death is not just yours." The fates, who until then had been watching from afar, appear together. Their eyes shine with something unusual, curiosity. Something about their destiny intrigues them, as if the threads of their existence have tied a knot that even they cannot undo. You realize that your death has greater consequences than you imagined, not just for you, but for the gods themselves.
Athena approaches slowly. Her presence is different from Aries. There is no threat, there is calculation. She doesn't offer mercy, she offers logic. You saw how you will die, but this could still mean something greater than just an end. Aries huffs impatiently, but he listens, because even he knows that when Athena intervenes, the game changes. She offers 3 choices. The first, accept your fate as it is. Live your remaining days with full awareness of your death. Know every minute that remains. Carry the weight of it until your last breath. The second, drink from the cup of oblivion. Erase everything. The vision, the memory, the divine intervention. You would return to your life, unaware that you were living a story with a set ending. But deep down, something inside you would know. Something would awaken as the end approached. The third, to surrender yourself to the service of Athena. To become a piece on the gods' chessboard, an agent of strategic warfare, an incomplete oracle. You would see fragments of others' destinies, but you could never change your own. Aries watches, intrigued. He likes the idea. He likes the game. because for him, all paths lead to the same end. The difference lies in how you choose to travel them. Athena concludes with a phrase that weighs like divine armor. Choose quickly. Time waits for neither the gods.
You make your choice, not out loud, but with the body, with the soul, with the look that faces the inevitable. And the universe responds. The ground beneath your feet begins to vibrate, then to crack. Ancient symbols emerge from the marble, as if awakening from a 1,000-year slumber. A portal opens, black, dense, silent. Ares retreats. Athena observes with the gravity of someone who sees something beyond her control. The fates disappear, leaving threads hanging in the air. From the depths, a voice echoes. Cold, dry, unmistakable. If Ares showed you how you die, I'll show you what comes next. Hades, Lord of the Dead. Your new host, you fall. And what awaits you is not rest, it's revelation. You awaken in the underworld, but not like an ordinary soul. The shadows bend. The souls whisper your name. It's as if they've already been waiting for you, as if something in you is recognized, even by those who have never lived. Hades materializes before him. He doesn't speak, he decrees. Your death ended nothing. It opened a door, and what lies behind it may unbalance what remains of the divine order. Visions form all around. They're not of your past, nor your future. They're of others, of wars yet to happen, of gods taking sides, of worlds about to collide. Hades points at you. Ares believed your death was a symbol. Athena saw you as a useful tool. But I see something else. A breaking point. A rare soul tied to events the gods themselves pretend to ignore. You try to understand, but the only certainty you have is that your journey is just beginning, and the next step will not be your choice. If you want to discover why your soul attracts the gaze of the gods, if you want to understand what exists beyond death, and what Hades hides even from Athena, sign up, because the next chapter will reveal truths that not even immortals are ready to face.